Hello, this is Designated Survivor, the last episode, and yes, this is almost 2 weeks late. The reason why was because obviously I've mentioned before where I'm doing my graduate school, so it's been very very difficult to keep up with videos and stuff like that, and keep up with things. Have 3 classes, so let's just get into it. Um, the episode opens obviously with Mr. Kim saying that the president was instrumental in uh, with the plan. At first, we get an idea that that sounds crazy and everything, and we're gonna. Well, this episode was half wrapping up loose ends and half looking toward the future, and if there's going to be a season two. Spoiler: there is going to be a season two. It's set up just like a Marvel movie in that sense. But there was about 4 seasons of the original series, so it makes sense that they continue on, especially since the storyline for Designated Survivor continued on with the election. Um, Basically, what happens is the loose strand of trying to figure out who's the person who is the VIP and who did what. So Hana figures out that well, there's a lot of moving parts in that sense. Cha Young and Miss Jung, they have unresolved issues with that, and so they leave off. Because I guess I'll before we go into a lot of different stuff, I guess I'll go into the characters where we leave off. The characters before the last at the end part, the looking forward part, they are in the middle. Kim Nam, the press secretary, he still kind of pines for her, but you you see that everyone's starting to look and see what to do, what's going on and going forward. Um, while investigating for Hana, while she's investigating where how about Mr. Kim. Mr. Kim uh, starts to get sick, and it seems like he's having a heart attack. So they go and they take him, and they're en route to take him to the hospital when they lose him in chase, and he then while they're trying to figure out who where he could be, they start to remember his last spot. So they chase where his phone has been for the last places, and you reverse back to Representative when they were talking on the roof, and they finally find him and they corner him just as he's about to leave with one of the other agents uh, in a helicopter, and he is something else. He's shot and is killed. You find out that one of their henchmen uh, did it. The guy who previously has been working. You find out later that he is on a plane to go to, I believe, Japan, and that he's still working on his talking to, I guess, VIP. We go next to people are trying to figure out how this happened. How did this happen? So they start investigating. They start asking the question, talking to the guy who helped them. Who did you talk to? Who do you talk to? And so they start to investigate Mr. Kim and his thing. Who is he linked to? And so they start to ask. They look out and they figure out that Mr. Kim, along with other people who were spies, who went up to the north, that they actually sued the country, and there was a particular lawyer who was in charge of it. So Hana rushes to the government. On the other flip side, the president and Kong is looking over and trying to figure out uh, who did, since the Hana's fiance called to see who was to call the Blue House. Who do they talk to? They look at the tape and they figure out who actually got the last call, who told them to for the president to keep going and stuff. You find out that the guard itself got the call, talked to somebody, and the camera doesn't let you see who did it. And so when they go back and President Park, beforehand, he's on his way to work up stuff, and because this day he's officially signing off and saying that he's going to officially be in the race. And so there's a lot of working things. You get a short thing of all the secretaries in a room trying to fill out campaigns, and they make up a video for people showing what their hopes and beliefs are. And he comes in and he says, "Oh, Mr. Han, could you come and talk to me in the office?" And so he says, she shows him the video. He doesn't show him the video. And basically, it's Mr. Han. Mr. Han is VIP. And, he tells him, like, look at all the hopes and dreams all these people have. You're the one person who's good and honest. He's like, the ex-president was your friend. You've been working for 20 years. He's like, he's been working for 20 years and he still hasn't gotten anywhere. Good people can't really do stuff unless the people want to do it. And that the country's now working better because they're living in fear. Fear and betrayal are the only way how to rule people. And it sounds very much like Representative O previously, basically saying that, people are followers and they're pieces of shit, all the little things that people say about, regular man, about how they're insufferable and they can't do anything about it. We're going to cut off right here. Be right back.